Hey, what's up guys, 8B here and welcome to a new video. So, have you ever wondered guys how Martin Garrix, Avicii, Kygo, Alan Walker and so many more makes really catchy melodies, energetic melodies, vibey melodies that, when listeners listens to their song in the first time, they start singing along to that melody. Well, they share something in common. They make simple melodies, yet they are really powerful. So this video guys is about showing you, especially if you are a beginner and you don't have that much knowledge about music theory, how you can make such melodies. So this video guys is not about showing you a MIDI chord pack or a MIDI generator plugin. We will do everything here in the piano roll inside of FL Studio. And yeah, I'll be using my MIDI keyboard. But yeah, honestly, you don't need a MIDI keyboard because you can do everything here. A MIDI keyboard is good for jamming around, playing some melodies. But yeah, you don't need it. So before we get started, guys, I want to show you a few basic things about music theory that you really should know. So if I go to my keyboard and play these notes, I played C major scale. And if I go 3 semitones below that C, by the way, a semitone just a half step like that, or maybe like that, and the whole step is like that. So if I go 3 semitones, 1, 2, 3, we fall on A here. And if I play from that A, I played another scale, which is A minor. You notice that both of these scales share the same notes, so they're called relative keys. Each major scale on the piano have its relative minor. And now I want to show you guys a few things about chords. A chord is basically a combination of 3 notes played simultaneously like that. This is a chord. And if you play 2 notes, it's not called a chord, it's called an interval. Basically 2 notes is not a chord. Now if I play, for example, this chord, it's a C major chord, and the first note is called the root of the chord. The second note is called the third, and this note is called the fifth, because it's the fifth note of that scale. If you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is the fifth note basically. Even in this minor chord, this is the root, this is the third, and this is the fifth. So you need this information. So now what I want you to do, guys, is to only look at the white keys. Forget about the sharp and flat keys, which are the black keys in the piano. You have to only look at the white keys. Basically, you can write melodies, any melody that you want, in C major and A minor. And that's what we'll be doing here in this video. So a question might pops up in your head right now. Hey, what if I have vocals in F minor or in another key? Well, I will show you what to do next. So basically guys, there is 2 ways in writing melodies. Well, the first one is you play a chord progression. By the way, a chord progression is a succession of chords, like that. And you kind of extract a melody from that chord progression. Once you played that chord, recorded it, you can find a melody that works with that chord progression. And the second way is let's say you have vocals or you have a melody inside of your head. What you can do is you write that melody here in the piano roll and kind of reverse engineer the chord progression from the top melody. So in this video, we'll basically do both of the ways. I will show you how you can do them, and I will show you a few basic stuff few tips and tricks that you can do. So I've been jamming around with my keyboard until I came up with a melody, Now the trickiest thing is how you can make that melody, get that melody from your head to FL Studio here, piano roll. Well, there's no such thing where you connect a cable to your brain and it transfers data to your piano roll. So maybe one day it's possible, but for now, we have to do it by ourselves. This is the melody that I've been, jamming around before making this video. So let's put it in the piano roll. Now here's the top melody. Now what we will do is we try to find, reverse engineer the chords that works with this melody, you know. We'll make the chord progression actually. So there is a trick that you can do is, you see here we have the note C. Basically, if you look at your keyboard, that note should be in a chord. For example, if I play this chord, you see that the note C is the fifth of this chord, which is F major. So maybe you can put the root note here as an F. Well, sounds good, let's keep it. So here you see it's an F. So let's try another chord. You see here, we can't make, the F note can't be a fifth in the C major or A minor scale, because the note F is the fifth of this B flat note, as you can see here. So maybe you can try the third in this D minor chord. Yeah, it sounds good. Now let's see with this E here. We have this chord, which is A minor. Let's try the note A. Actually, I want to change it here right now. Now we have B, which is the fifth of E minor. Doesn't sound good. Maybe we can try an octave lower. Let's try this one an octave higher. Well, now we have the root notes for our chord progression. So what we can do is we will push these notes an octave lower, and I will take this pen tool here and click on shift, and I make another here. I push them an octave lower, and now it's really easy to make chords. You select the root note. If you make the fifth, just count 7 steps, semitones actually, which is in this case the C note. And to make the third, you just see which note is not sharp, since we are working on C major or A minor. So you see here, the chord here is a major chord. Now what you can do is you go to the other chords here and just push it a note lower. Here a note lower, since all the notes should be white keys, no flats, no sharps. Now here's our chord progression and our melody. Well, a lot of people will tell you like these chords are overused, or you know, they are boring or something. But yeah, you can get creative with this one. So what you can do is you start by inverting the chords. So if you play this chord, which is F major here, in this order, but if I play the C an octave lower, it's the same chord, but it's inverted, so the C is here. So that's what we will try to do. Now, since we finished the melody and the chord progression, we can try to make changes in our chord progression to make it sound less boring. Let's try to add another chord here. Let's try G major. Also here, maybe we can make some changes. Maybe we can try A minor. Yeah, it doesn't sound good, so maybe it's a C here. Maybe we can try, we tried A minor, but what if we try F major instead? Yeah, that sounds really cool. Maybe we can try to push the fifth an octave lower, make an inversion. Yeah, sounds really cool. So now what we can do is we copy and paste the melody in the second 4 bars, and we can make changes to it. Really, to make changes, what you can do is, I mean, I've noticed that Swedish House Mafia does that a lot. You go to the notes here and you just push them an octave higher. And for sure we have to make some changes. Well, I have to try a lot to find which one will work. Well, I didn't change the chord progression, and I came up with these small changes, as you can hear, like that. Let's say you want to transpose this melody to another scale. So the first thing that you should do is to guess the scale of this melody. So if it's either C major or A minor, since all they share the same notes. Well, it's kind of hard to tell in which scale it is, because if it's a minor melody, usually it should start with the A minor chord. I mean, it's not a rule. No, it doesn't mean that if it starts with A minor, it means it's in A minor scale. Or if it starts with the fifth note of the scale, which is E minor as well. Maybe you can say it's in A minor, or if it ends with A minor, or yeah, A minor, you can tell it's in a minor key, or it's major if it ends with C major. But in this case, it doesn't start with neither C major or A minor. So it's really hard to tell in which scale it is. You need to be like classically trained in music, like you listen to it, you know. So, but I want to clarify a few things. So if you're the type of guy that thinks, yeah, it's a sad melody, so it's in a minor scale, or if it's a happy melody, it's in a major scale. No, that's not true. You know, you can't guess the melody by the feeling of the scale, by the feeling of the melody. So basically, maybe let's say this melody is in A minor. Now I can move it to C minor. You know, I just selected all the notes here, and by pressing shift, you can transpose it. Now you see here the note A. I moved the note A to C. Now it's in C minor. Well, basically, you can transpose it to any scale you want. And the second way to make melodies and chord progression is to start with a chord progression, then you can extract a melody from that chord progression. So if you are feeling uninspired, or you don't have any idea, you can just go to the internet and find any chord progression. Well, there's nothing wrong about copying chord progressions, because yeah, it's legal. I mean, chord progressions exists, you know. So what we'll do in this part, I will recreate a famous melody because I want to show you guys that's how simple it is to make melodies. So I will not tell you this melody is by whom because after finishing it, you'll guess it. So I will play this chord progression: A minor, F major, C major, G major, A minor again, F major, G major. Yeah, now let's try to bring it to a full studio here. You know, it's all basic chords, and I will show you later how you can, you know, process them and edit them so they sound more, you know, unique and better. And then we will extract the top melody from these chords. Now I have recorded these chords. Basically, I will quantize them and play them real quick. Well, I think by the rhythm now you can guess which melody I'll be creating. As you can see here, this chord progression only have like, here you have one chord, A minor, F major, C major, G major, A minor. So just 5 chords. So, or actually, yeah, 5 chords, or even 4 chords. Yeah, 4 chords, and this is the others are repeating. Now I will show you how you can make that chord progression sounds more interesting. So the first thing that we should do is I will copy the root notes an octave lower, like that. And now we start basically by inverting the chords. So you take the 5th note here, push it an octave lower. Here as well. You can even push the whole chord an octave lower, like that. Well, now you can know what melody I'll be creating. Now, to make a top melody out of this chord progression, all you have to look at is your chords. So you have to take a note from your chord, as we did in the previous part where I show you how to find the chord from the melody. Now you'll find the note for the melody, which is really easy. So here we have the A minor chord. Now we know that the 5th of this chord is E, so we can start our melody with E here. And now it's all about trying and finding which melody works. Since we are limited to only the white keys, you can't go wrong, you know, press a wrong note like this one, it will make your melody sound horrible. Now we have here F major. So we can try the note C here. Or maybe A. And here we have E in the chord, you know, all these notes are from the chords basically. Now it's the same part that's repeating here. You might notice here E is not in this chord, which is G major. But actually, this is a chord, but for the sake of keeping this video simple and for beginners, you know, you don't have to really think about all the chords. It's called the G 6th chord, as E is the 6th note in this scale. But yeah, you can try, it's about trying, and if it sounds good, you keep it. Maybe you can change it until you find the perfect combination of notes, so you don't have to know everything about the chords. So now, as this melody start with an A minor chord, we can think it's in A minor scale, but keep in mind, guys, it's not a rule. Starting by A minor doesn't mean a minor scale. I told you that you have really be musically trained to guess the scale of a melody. Now we can move it to any scale we want. For example, maybe you can move it to B flat minor. You can move it basically to any scale you want. So I created this melody on purpose to show you guys how really simple it is. There's nothing complex about making such melody, because all we used is basic chords, and the top melody we extracted it from the chord progression. I didn't use anything complex. So a lot of producers will tell you, if you are using these triads, simple chords, your track will sound boring, and you should try to avoid them. But yeah, this track is by Martin Garrix, and I really like it. I've been listening to it since 2 years, and I never feel bored if I listen to it again and again. It's really energetic. So guys, you have to think that music is about creativity. Music is not about complexity. Even especially if you're a beginner and you don't know that much about music theory, you really can make such melodies. So, and most of the melodies that you're hearing from Avicii and Kygo, Alan Walker, and a lot of pop songs are based on simple chords, because they are like the average listener can listen to them, and yeah, he can quickly memorize that melody and start singing along to it. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it. If you have like something to say, maybe I was doing something wrong and stuff, please leave it in the comments down below, since I don't have any degree in music theory. And yeah, consider subscribing so I can make more videos. And have a great day. Peace.